Riley here at NatStack. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel and make an impact in the financial world. So please give me a like and subscribe, and I will help you out as best as I possibly can. All right, so today when we talk about where the stock market is at currently, the Fed made an announcement today which can have an impact on the stock market currently, where we're going to go in the future. So that's important to know for anyone who's invested in the stock market, which is the general public due to 401ks and etc. And talk about the cryptocurrency market. Yes, there has been a lot of highs for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other altcoins, but there's still plenty of opportunities to get into other cryptocurrencies that haven't taken off yet. Just beware, if something is $1 right now, you might still think it's cheap, but maybe it rose from 1 cent, so that's already 100x your money right there. So yeah, just be careful of those. They definitely could go much further, but yeah, you don't want to get in after gone way up and then there's kind of a pullback there. You could wait for the pullback and then invest. But yeah, just an idea. All right, so what else? So Grayscale added more cryptocurrencies to their fund today. This is kind of one of the newer wave of cryptocurrencies that we're seeing Grayscale add. So it's very interesting to see which ones they're kind of putting their trust in, which is also something that you could easily, just as an idea, you could base your portfolio based off of the holdings that Grayscale has. They're one of the largest cryptocurrency funds out there, and they've been at this for a while. So let's take a look at it. All right, so we're gonna talk about the Fed announcement first of all. So basically they said that stocks rebounded as they found out that the Fed projects interest rates to stay low for years, which helps people, finance their house, get a car, just essentially maintains the same monetary policy that we've had. And they're predicting that they won't increase interest rates until at least 2023, which is still a while away from now. So it seems like stocks just rose back up because there wasn't really anything to worry about, at least for the time being. And then coinmarketcap. So yeah, this is a great site. Probably many of you already know about it, but this is where we can kind of go through and any of the coins that you're not interested in, this is a great place to come and research about them. And then also look at their chart. So ADA, for example, ranking number 3, it's $1.40. You could look at it and think it's cheap, but in actuality, its low is essentially around like 2 cents. So it's already gone up quite a bit and surpassed its all-time high there. So if something is like this, quite this overextended, I mean, yes, you could buy it obviously, but it definitely seems like it's a lot more risky to buy it at $1.40 than it was to buy it, even at like 30 cents or much lower. So just a typical price example. So for just basic context, if something has really kind of gone this like vertical, it's probably more risky to buy it than something that is more flat for the time being. If you buy something that's flat, it's probably not going to be very exciting, because it hasn't, really done very much for you financially. But oftentimes, if you just buy something and wait, especially in the cryptocurrency market, it's basically, it will go up in time. So yeah, again, another good example. I've seen a lot of people talk about this one on Twitter. Terra Luna. Something really good to know is that a lot of times if people are talking about something, it's probably too late already. Often if it's the ones that you don't hear anyone talking about, those are the ones where like you can get in at a much lower price before people start talking about it. So definitely the ones in the top ranking, they will probably have already taken off. So you can just kind of look lower down. I feel like even the top 50s is a lot. Probably like the top 100s, you might be able to find some gems in there. But yeah, just going off of that. So the announcement for Grayscale is that they're putting 5 more cryptos into their investment fund. So that includes BAT, Link, Mana, Phil, and LPT. So it's super exciting for those other coins. That's like, that really like basically means that they're legit in the eyes of Grayscale. So basically there's gonna be a lot of development, I guess, coming for those cryptos. You see, so like for example, BAT. So I'm actually using Brave browser right now, which is in relation to the basic attention token. That's where you can earn these tokens, and also pay kind of as a tip to websites or to advertisers if you like what they're doing. So BAT is currently on $1.20, and some of its lows were around like 11 cents. Yeah, you can come on here and like read more about everything, which is pretty great. So, okay, well yeah, definitely look into these cryptocurrencies, BAT, Link, Mana, Phil, LPT. Let's see what those do. Okay. I wanted to talk about Litecoin. See where the ranking is for Litecoin. Okay. It's currently ranked number 9. And previous all-time high about 360. I guess that's an average of the exchanges, but then yeah, it's around, is it 206 right now? So to me, I see that basically Litecoin is still far off from its all-time high, and in this current bull run, even the ones that have met their all-time highs have been exceeding them. Just for example, Ethereum, you can go and check other ones as well. But this bull run is kind of just, taking off and exceeding where the last one did. So, yeah, at least I would like to think that Litecoin could hit anywhere from $500 to $1,000. Just kind of going off of basic or recent price action. Of course, do your own research on that. But yeah, so this is an example, or I'm showing this is basically one of the largest altcoins out there, and it still hasn't gone up to its all-time highs. So in my opinion, I saw something like Link, and I wanted to move it over to Litecoin because I could see that there is still potential in it. But for example, if we pull up Link's chart, so we'll just do that on CoinMarketCap here. Link has already exceeded its all-time highs and doesn't necessarily have anywhere else to go. So previously it hit about like $35 around like February. But I mean, yeah, there's like literally nowhere else to go back to from here, which is definitely really exciting for Link, because this one, and you see the chart's not quite as like vertical. It has kind of more of a gradual like trend upward, although it is more aggressive, I would say. But yeah, I could absolutely see how this could easily get up to $40 at least. But for me, it's just like, it wasn't necessarily something I was planning on holding long term by any means. So it just seemed exciting to, to take profits from that and move it over to Litecoin. But yeah, Chainlink is one of the more unique coins in that it actually started moving during the bear market when like basically nothing was moving, doing well, and it kind of started off and it held around 30 to 40 cents for a long time, and then it just kind of took off right after that. Like I definitely remember it hitting, this was probably the big one here, almost $20 in July. Nothing was happening in July. I think maybe that's when Bitcoin was starting to wake up, but really there wasn't much to go off of at that time. So yeah, Link has been very impressive, but it's just, that's one example of kind of rotating holdings. Now, I've heard of a lot of people doing that with Bitcoin, because obviously, if you watched my last video, talking about the gains that you could see from buying when it was much lower and holding to one of the higher points, you could have a lot of profits. So yeah, I've heard of definitely some strategies of selling off at least parts of Bitcoin, possibly even Ethereum, and putting into certain coins that haven't reached their highs yet. Litecoin is one of the more expensive examples. There are plenty of coins out there that are, a few cents or a few dollars, which your investment would go farther. Your best friend is your calculator. It will show you, you basically multiply the amount that you want to invest and see how many coins you can get. It's really like how far you can go with your investment. You can go further if you can buy more coins, obviously. But again, it's just an example. Some others want to hold Bitcoin and Ethereum forever because they could end up being even more valuable than they are today. But, and then yeah, to finish it up, again, guys, do your research on this, but those are just general like chart patterns that are very important to follow if you're trying to be, if this is like your first buy into one of the assets. If you bought much lower and want to continue buying on the way up and then back on the way down, if that's just what you want to keep dollar cost averaging into that asset, then by all means, I guess it shouldn't affect you as much if it does take a downturn if you're planning on holding it. Okay, and then lastly, the stock market, or the S&P 500. That's the main one that I like to watch. So this is the weekly chart here. It just had a very, very long trend going upward. In history, that typically it has never been this kind of, well, I guess you could say overall it has been, but it's been a very vertical trend these past few years. And there hasn't really been any kind of a real correction. Now, I know there was one in March, but it very quickly recovered and then went beyond that. I mean, March 2020. That wasn't any sign of a long-term downtrend, at least for the stock market. And it's very overextended at the moment. We'll see once it hits 400. It's a very solid round number. For example, in 2008, let's get the monthly chart maybe. Okay, this is much easier to show what I'm talking about here. Okay. So these are the previous ranges here from 2000 to 2008. Stock market previously only made it up to around 150. And then each time it corrected, it went down to 75. Now you definitely have to say, at least from these first two corrections, that it's very extremely asymmetrical. Like these look identical, essentially. And then you could even say like a few years later, like 2016, maybe there could have been some kind of correction there. Every 8 years or so, 8 to 10 years, there wasn't really one. It just kind of kept going. And again, there's a slight one around 2018, and then a bigger one in 2020. But there hasn't really been a true correction yet. So that's why I have these lines here. They're obviously just to kind of prepare if there were to be some kind of correction. Possibly down to 220. This was a major support line that always came back. But I don't think I like it anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it at 220 here. But we'll see what happens, honestly. But anyways, we go back to the 15-minute chart. Kind of see what's been going on today. I guess the main thing I wanted to show is really like, you see, it's just like a few dollars a day. When these assets, cryptocurrencies, I'm just gonna do for 1 hour. I guess you could say Ethereum is like kind of in a consolidation period, but I mean, you can already see here that it moves more in a day than the stock market does. There's just more opportunity there. For up or for down, there's more opportunity. Same thing with all these assets, but this is the main one to keep an eye on. If you're, in the stock market, you are trying to look at the health of everything, see how well it's doing. This is the main one right here. Okay. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Definitely do your research on your investments and check out CoinMarketCap. There's really exciting news coming out for investment funds, buying like Grayscale, buying new assets. There's other funds out there buying more Bitcoin, Ethereum. Yeah, just check it out. And thanks so much for watching.